Welcome back, everybody, to the Buying a House in Japan podcast. My name is Joey, joined by my co-host Take.
What up?
Today we have a guest with us, Kendall Bharath from Hokkaido.
Hello.
Hello, Kendall. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much for having me. And my first time at Tama Base Camp.
Hey, what are your first impressions? Let me set the scene of where we are. We're in no, Kendall, first impressions. Then I'll just go.
First impressions, I am really impressed.
Really?
Take it. We'll take it.
It's nice and clean. It doesn't feel cramped like some older Japanese houses do.
Yep.
And one thing that I really appreciate is the number of air conditioners.
Yep, absolutely.
He didn't do anything halfway.
He gets it. Hokkaido boy gets it. We can't be having the Tokyo humidity and heat.
We've got 2 ACs in the room we're sitting in right now.
Should we turn the other one on or no?
But also Kendall goes nice and clean as he stares at a pile of boxes and plastic wrap.
Setting the scene, we have probably a mountain of Amazon boxes on one side of the room. We tried to get some incense, but it didn't come on Amazon. So we have a mosquito coil lit for mood vibes. We just put up this dark curtain. I'm honestly pretty hungover. Joey's a little hungover. Kendall's looking real chipper right now.
No,
okay.
not perfect.
Subpar, but overall, we're sitting on lawn chairs with these mics attached with a whiteboard. We got to take a picture of this scene later, too.
Yeah, we threw a AkiyaMart party last night at our friend's new restaurant in Nakano, Kuma Cantina.
Yep.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel. Kendall came all the way down from Hokkaido for this party. How was the party, Kendall?
It was really my pleasure to come down to Tokyo. I was exceptionally pleased for the invite.
Wow. Okay. How was the party itself, though? Give us the vibes.
The party itself, it was lively. There were, how many people you say there was? 30? 40.
I think maybe 30. I didn't count, but I said 40.
40 sounds right.
40, yeah.
But there was a lot, and we were packed into the, I'm not going to call it small.
Cozy.
Cozy.
What we say in real estate, right?
We're packed in, and we were lucky enough to have the AkiyaMart team shout us the entire Nomi Hodai. So very grateful for that.
We threw this party. We had about 40 people that we've mostly met online. So met Kendall for the first time in the flesh, which is cool. So good to see you have legs. Good to see you're a real person. It was really amazing, I think, to see everyone. Had a lot of fun. Got pretty crunk, honestly. I know I passed you a couple tequila shots at the end of the night. Yeah. That was a dagger for me as well.
It was fun meeting a few people in real life for the first time. Like a lot of internet friends we've had up till this.
E-friends.
Yeah, e-friends.
Yeah.
It's nice meeting people in real life.
But yeah, I think hopefully we'll do it again. I think it's crazy. We got a lot of comments that so many people are doing a lot of Akiya adjacent things, a lot of real estate bilingual things. And a lot of people had not been in the same room and met people. So I think we're hopefully fostering relationships and growing the pies. I think what we kept on saying.
Did seem to be part of the conversation last night was like community, building community in the space.
And that's a big benefit to these people.
Yeah, it seems like the bilingual or the foreign agents community is a very small group, right? Like up in Hokkaido, how many other foreigner agents are you in your office? Are you the only foreigner?
In the office, 0.
Yeah.
Including me, 1.
Okay, yeah.
Just me in my office. And then in the Remax franchises, also just me.
Okay.
So yeah.
Holding down the fort.
And then in the wider real estate in the area, I know there's foreigners working in Furano and Niseko, but they're in a different section of the market than our company is.
We're happy to reintroduce you here. I know we've had a couple podcasts in the past, but Kendall is one of our AkiyaMart preferred agents in Hokkaido holding down the fort. So as we talk to folks interested in Akiyas or just any real estate, Kendall, we're going to be sending them your way. So we have some questions for you today, just so they can get to know you a little bit better. I know you're our main guy there. So I think if anyone is interested in a property, we're going to be sending them this podcast. We're going to be sending them you. Turning back the clock a little bit, Kendall, I know you've introduced yourself once again, but tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and where you're at now.
Yeah, I'm from Canada.
Hey, happy Canada Day, right?
Oh, yeah, I almost forgot.
We outnumber the Americans right now.
What do you guys do for Canada Day? That was one of my questions.
So yeah, today is July 1st, which the keen Canada aficionados will know is Canada Day.
Canada Day.
Yeah.
Fist bumps. Here we go.
And so this year, Canada will be celebrating 157. Can you double check me on that? 157 years?
Could be right.
Let's just say 157. Around that time. And for most Canada Days, it's just barbecues, hang out with friends, fireworks.
Common thing, barbecues. I keep hearing the barbecues with Kendall here. Kendall's a BBQ man.
Well, I love barbecue. It's great. Eating outside, lots of meat. You can't beat it.
Yep. Canada Day. Congratulations, guys.
Thank
you guys
you
made it to July 1st, 157. Big moment. But yeah, Kendall, tell us, where in Canada are you from?
Yeah, so I'm from Eastern Ontario. It's a small town called Cornwall. If anyone knows it, good for you. Thanks for being curious about Canadian geography. And then I came to Japan in 2010. I was I was on the JET program, and I worked as an ALT in a small town called Haburo. Again, another really small town. This is a fishing village in the west of Hokkaido. And when I say small, properly small. It's since I left, the population has continued to decrease, like the rest of Japan. I think pretty soon it's going to break 6,000.
I feel like we had 6,000 people on the train to Tokyo yesterday.
And to give you some scale of this decline, this town in the 70s was 32,000.
Wow.
And over the past 50 years, it's lost 80% of its population.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah. I hope this provides some context. I'm sure people listening to this podcast have heard a lot about Akiyas, but hearing these numbers lets you know the scope of some of these towns, like where everyone's left, basically. After Haburo, I moved to Asahikawa, where I was teaching English in an Eikaiwa, which is an English conversation school. And I did that for about 5 years. And then last year, or I guess, it'll be last year, I made the switch to real estate and started working at this company called Remax Kyoei, based in Asahikawa. And working there now.
Those towns like Haburo, I've never been to a town where the population has decreased so much like that. Is it like I've seen on Instagram, YouTube, you see these towns in the Midwest, the Rust Belt kind of thing, and like abandoned homes, the whole street down. Is it like that? Or what is the situation in a town that's gone from 32,000 to 6,000 people?
So if we're going to go to detail in Haburo, I assume that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Love to hear.
It's a fishing town now, but it was a coal mining town.
Oh, that seems to be there's a lot of, in the US too, like some of the lowest income per capita spots are ex-coal mining towns.
The coal mines, if I'm not mistaken, they opened in 1941. And they were big, obviously, when they were open. You got thousands of people living in these company towns. And they closed in 1972. So you got about a 30-year time frame there of coal being shoveled out of these mountains. But these company towns, they're not in a prime location. They built them way out deep in the mountains. And they built them quickly.
Yeah.
They were mostly wooden houses, tiny, cramped, and then they just shove as many workers in there as they could. So most of the decreased population in Haburo, it would be those company towns just disappearing.
Got it.
I believe if you add all those like company towns up together, it was 12,000 workers, something like that. And now if you go to where these spots were, it's just nothing. Absolutely nothing. Not even farms, because it's so hilly. You can't really grow anything productively.
Has stuff been abandoned, or it's just, or they bulldozed it like the old houses? Like when you say nothing, there's literally nothing there?
Yeah,
or
literally
decaying?
nothing, because most of them was wood. I don't know if they bulldozed them or if they just decayed. But if you go there now, you won't even see any evidence of these houses. What you will see is evidence of the public facilities that they built. So there's a hospital. There's a fire department.
That's good. The infrastructure's still there, right? We could start a new town.
Because those were concrete, right?
Oh.
So they've lasted until now.
Yeah.
There's an onsen.
Oh.
I say onsen, but this would be sento. This would be a community bath.
That's still good.
And of course, coal-fired community bath.
Oh, that's sick.
When you're mining for coal, you got to use it, right?
Yeah.
Coal-fired community bath.
I watched Spirited Away. They throw the coals in there, the bathhouse kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's good.
There's a school and there's some big apartment blocks. But if you go there now, it's pretty scary.
Scary as in dangerous scary,
it's dangerous too.
What?
So
really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So things you got to watch out for in Hokkaido. Just tips for people who want to go out into the wilderness.
Okay.
Number one, bears.
Bears.
You got to watch out for that because they're the scariest thing.
All right.
Especially just before and just after hibernation.
Oh, this is
They're-
you're being serious here.
Before hibernation, they
Okay.
gotta eat a lot to build up their energy stores, and then after hibernation, they're hungry, angry, cranky. So,
Haburo bears.
yeah,
That's
all of Hokkaido.
all of Hokkaido bears.
And then the next thing you got to worry about is the wasps.
Oh, I hate wasps. Oh,
The,
is that where those Japanese like super mega hornet?
Yeah.
Oh
Exactly,
my god.
the mega hornets.
Oh, those are scary.
In Japanese, they're called suzumebachi,
Oh my god.
but people use the word suzumebachi very generally.
Okay.
Like there's normal wasps,
Yep.
the ones that everyone's used to. Then there's these mega hornets,
Oh no.
which are their bodies are about like
Size of
two
a
and a half
mouse.
inches.
Oh my
So
god.
they're really big. And if they sting you, there is a chance of death.
Oh my god.
From
Okay.
just one, or you do have to be swarmed still.
So it's like an allergic reaction. It's
Yeah.
anaphylaxis. And it just depends on the person, like how bad these stings affect you. Just one, I don't know if that'll kill you, but apparently just one is enough to put
Okay.
some people in the
I'm
hospital.
pretty allergic to bees, so
Yeah.
Hokkaido might be out now for me.
I feel like
Like-
I've seen you got stung on your face once before.
No, remember we did that road trip and I got stung on my
Yeah.
arm and it was like
Yeah.
swollen for a week?
I'm
And
Pretty sure you got stung on your arm, but your face swelled up too.
maybe, I don't know. I was just allergic reaction. But all right, Kendall, going back to it, real estate here. You cover Hokkaido. So Hokkaido, for anyone who's not familiar, is the most northern island of Japan.
Yep.
The AC blasting right now at a good 20 degrees Celsius, which I love too.
Ooh, that's great.
Feels good. Chilling it out here. But
yeah, it definitely is the cooler island.
Mhm.
Like on average, we're talking like 10 degrees lower than whatever the temperature in Tokyo is.
I'll take it. I like that.
Can I ask a culture question about you working in the Japanese real estate office? I remember you mentioned this thing. It was funny. I told my family about this too. But you said something about, like, oh, I think today's the day where you can switch from like the long sleeve to the short sleeves. And it's interesting. I went to 2 years of high school in Japan, and there definitely was a day when you were able to switch the uniform over. And I didn't realize that extended into corporate culture in Japan as well.
What you're referring to is called cool biz.
Cool biz. There's
Kurubizu.
no. You're rocking the cool biz right now.
Yeah.
It looks good.
And really, it just means short sleeves and no jacket, no suit jacket.
It's culturally acceptable.
Yes. And there's a date from when you can,
Is this law
Yeah.
or it's just a norm?
It's a
societal
norm.
norm.
it's
Okay.
a norm. But most companies follow the same day,
Yeah.
the same date to start doing this. And it is very much dependent on the company. So my company, they don't really care. Some of the bigger corporate places, like no short sleeves for this day. And then after that, I'm like, oh, I can have short sleeves. But
What's the cool biz and what's the opposite of cool biz?
it would just be nothing.
Oh, okay.
Cool
Just
biz
regular.
and normal.
normal.
Okay. Could you ever wear some like Nike Dunks to work or something like that? Let's talk about street clothing or well, how would that be received if you walked in the office with
So my company's pretty chill when it comes to dress code. A lot of the other, especially like the big real estate companies, they want
Mhm.
everyone to be suit and tie, and then cool biz only when it's acceptable. But yeah, my company's pretty cool with that. You can dress basically however you want,
Oh, really?
and yeah. But I choose to dress mostly like this.
Cool biz.
cool
Especially-
biz?
yeah.
Yeah, it looks yes.
'Cause I don't want to be showing up in an old T-shirt to
Okay.
viewings.
Yep.
I want to look.
I'm
you know,
in an
a
old
bit
T-shirt
respectable.
right now.
It's interesting. Yeah, I think a lot of listeners here, Japanese cultural norms, it seems the nail that sticks up gets hammered down, right?
Mhm.
And also, sorry, interesting segue with you said like the businesses, they all follow that same norm. They want to do the same thing. And just an interesting segue into a real estate conversation with commission. You mentioned in a previous conversation, I don't think we published that podcast, but it'd be an interesting discussion again about clients negotiating commission and why that isn't done or why real estate agents will, one, they make less money, but two, there was an aspect of it that was just everybody does the same thing.
Yeah, there definitely is an aspect of that. Not even just an aspect. It's a hard fact in Japanese culture. The sticking to a norm or conforming.
Mm.
And it's the same thing as the cool biz thing. Like, I'm sure you won't get arrested. The cops won't come break down your door if you're,
Wearing
If you're-
cool biz in the
if you're
winter.
wearing cool biz in like March or February. But it's just a norm that these big companies follow. I think the day is June 1st, or maybe it's early. I don't know what it is in Tokyo, but yeah, all these companies like, oh, now we can wear short sleeves. And when it comes to commission, it's the same kind of thing. So for people listening, I do want you to understand that most Japanese clients do not even ask. And when I say most, I'm talking like 99.99%.
Mm-hmm.
In my office right now, I've never seen anybody even ask
Really?
for a discount on commission. So I do want people to understand how rare it is.
Yeah.
I've talked to my office owner about it, and he said, yeah, it's possible to negotiate,
Yep.
but nobody asks, and we don't want to.
Okay. Yeah, we're learning these lessons, and I think actually moving forward, Kendall, we've taken your thoughts on this, and we're having clients we pass over to know that, hey, this is a document, this is their signing. But yeah, just in general, I think on the flip side in the US, it's like Wild West. You can ask. It's not unheard of or unusual to hear like crazy requests, crazy low balls, crazy out of the box ideas. And feels like that's just more celebrated almost in the US. And Japan is the exact opposite, right? Where it's, you're crazy.
I do want to jump in here. So we're talking about discounting commission.
Yep.
I also want to cover lowball offers.
Yeah, let's go with.
And again, my single piece of advice is please don't.
Okay. Me and Joey did.
Well, it didn't go well.
Didn't well, yeah. We got stung.
Look, so when I say lowballs, let's say just an Akiya property, let's say 8 million. And that's in US dollars, that's 50,000.
Yeah, about 50,000.
It's $50,000 at the current exchange rate.
Mm-hmm.
So $50,000. If you come in and say, this property has been sitting on the market for a long time.
10K.
Let's go at half.
Okay.
Let's offer 25,000.
That's exactly what me and Tage tried.
25,000 US dollars.
Yeah.
You might think, okay, the worst thing they can do is say no.
Yep.
No, the worst thing they can do is never talk to you again.
Yep. We learned that.
The seller could be offended of even hearing that number and just refuse to do any more business. Your buyer's agent can also be extremely put off by it. Be like, okay, I don't want to.
He took the heat for us.
Waste time with these guys.
Yep.
The seller himself or herself could be put off by it. So, in terms of consequences, it is worse than just saying no. It is like having the door completely shut.
Understood.
On you. So, when it comes to negotiation, I'd say even in Japan, a low ball offer would be like 15% under asking. And yeah, I'm even talking about places that have been sitting on the market for like years and years. Especially in the smaller markets, these people are really not in a hurry to sell.
I'm going to go out a little bit on a limb here, but I am new to real estate in general, let alone real estate in Japan. But what if we did want to submit like a crazy low ball for Japan? Let's say we see a property and for whatever reason, we want to come in at 50% of asking. Can we communicate to our buyer side agent, hey, like we want to do this, but can you let the seller side know that we are expecting them to counter? Could you please, if you feel it's unreasonable, throw out a number that you're comfortable with? Can you sort of coax them into the Western way of negotiating, or do you not think that's possible?
In Japan, it ends up being the same situation where you give an offer and then the seller comes back with a counter offer. It's just the degree is totally different. Again, we're not talking about 50% of asking price. We're talking 85, 90%. So you make an offer of 90% of asking and the seller's like, could you do 93%?
Okay.
And then you go with that. So it's the same thing. It's just happening much closer to the original asking price.
Okay. So it's not a foreign thing for a Japanese seller to negotiate. It's just that.
Yeah. One thing I will, some advice that I can give. If you're dealing with the seller's agent directly, they might have a good sense of what the seller's willing to accept. And in this case, you would be doing a double-handed deal. Ryote. But in this case, you do have a bit more like leeway.
Okay.
Because when you're working with the buyer's agent and the seller's agent, whenever they communicate, like that's the offer. It's more formal.
Yeah.
But if you're working with the ryote, a double-handed transaction, then you can just bring it up in conversation and not go through the like formal hurdle of making this offer.
We got, what was I going to say? Oh, we were talking to someone yesterday about the ryote thing. So how often, specifically with Akiya places, how often do you represent a buyer? You go to the seller and they want to do the ryote so you don't get any commission. Is that common? Or I didn't really, who said that to us?
Rio.
Yo, he said it happens like 20% of the time or something. Is that sound
so
about right?
what you're talking about is called kakoikomi, and it translates to box out.
Oh, box out. Okay,
Box
okay.
out,
I've heard some people use the term sandbag,
Yeah,
and it's just trying to block other agents
that's whack.
from taking your commission.
Okay.
And just some background: if you're doing a double-handed transaction,
Mhm.
the agent collects the standard rate from both the buyer and the seller,
Mhm.
and that's 3% plus 6 mon plus
Yep.
tax.
Yep.
And if they want more money, they can try and box out buyer agents. If the buyer's agent's looking on Rains or any of these property searches, some of them will say, we don't do single-handed.
Really?
We're only going to do double-handed. So they'll, especially on Rains, like they'll say that.
So what is, I guess there's a monetary incentive, right?
Mhm.
But as a buyer agent, like you obviously don't want to deal with those, right? Because you don't get any commission. Like for your clients, and if we were a buyer and we were dead set on this property, like what would you do in that situation? You'd charge the client extra for the commission, or?
What would happen is, let's say it's not written down. I'll call up the seller's agent,
Mhm.
and the first thing I'll ask is, I'll say, I'm an agent. I'm representing this person.
Mhm.
Will you allow me to bring in a customer? And if the answer is no, that's basically just me walking into a brick wall.
So foreigners basically just can't buy those places unless the agent's willing to just like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll have to contact the seller's agent directly.
that's a little bit, that's whack.
Yeah. I can't give you a hard number on how often this stuff happens. And my data is skewed by
Okay.
the market that I work in. So I know my local market.
Okay.
And for me, it's pretty rare, these kakoikomi.
Yeah.
I think it's more common in bigger markets.
Okay.
Okay.
Bigger markets, more money.
Yeah.
There's a lot more greed plays a bigger
Yeah.
role on it.
I was talking to some people at the party last night, and they were saying, that someone was talking about finding off-market deals, and they were like, the off-market deals, it's the ryote, that's the sweet spot for a foreigner to buy. But obviously, you need to be in Japan, speak some level of Japanese, have some sort of residency already in place. So for a foreigner trying to buy remotely from abroad, it doesn't seem possible.
Most of the stuff advertised will be either or, double-handed or single-handed. It is the off-market ones that people want to box out.
Got it.
Because
Yeah.
it's off-market, they are able to hide it,
Totally.
to make a fence around their
Mhm.
client and property.
I feel like Hokkaido's got a really big supply of listings. And as we look at there, I think if you were to go for price per square foot of land size and building size, it's really up there. Do you see a lot of foreigners coming up, or like how's Hokkaido been changing, say, over the past couple of years with all this Akiya stuff?
It's definitely been changing. So I've lived in Hokkaido for 10 years. And just in the past decade, been a huge change in people visiting
Okay.
and foreigners living in Hokkaido. When I started, it was basically nobody.
You're the OG.
Yeah. In terms of residents, I don't know numbers on that, but for tourists and people visiting,
Mhm.
the numbers have gone up 600%.
In the past 10 years or
Yeah.
past year or
10 years. 1 year would be.
600%.
Yeah.
Wow. How is that received? We hear a lot about over tourism.
Depends on who you ask. Some people, not well.
Give us the general sentiment of the Japanese public in Hokkaido.
Okay. I find that the Japanese public, they will accept tourism in certain places,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
They're fine with it as long as it stays
Doesn't bleed over.
over there.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to like residential, like smaller neighborhoods,
Yep.
then there's a lot more pushback to it.
Okay. We're definitely in one of those residential neighborhoods.
So,
here.
We are Tokyo, though.
Yeah.
so in Hokkaido, like the biggest like tourism and foreigner
Zone.
zone,
Yeah.
so these zoned areas, would be
Mhm.
Niseko.
What's it called?
Niseko is
Niseko. Okay.
Niseko, yeah. And Niseko is much more foreigners than Japanese.
Yeah.
I think it's 4-1.
4-1?
Yeah.
Really? That's crazy. So that's
Yeah.
a different zone.
A huge, overwhelming number of foreigners.
Yeah.
The numbers change a bit in summer, but in winter, like it's overwhelming. It's just all foreigners. And then in other places, Furano is getting to be more like that.
Okay.
Skewed heavily to foreigners in winter.
Okay.
Downtown Sapporo is a big touristy place. But then places that aren't like that, it's still very much monolithic, all Japanese neighborhoods. And in these places, people are a lot more off-put, wary.
I'm curious. We get the question a lot of, hey, are we going to be welcome in the neighborhood? And I think overall, our advice is, and something we're trying to do, is be nice to neighbors, introduce ourselves, give gifts. Do Japanese people think the solution is obviously you need to have more foreigners or someone moving in, but I'm curious what put yourself in their shoes. What do they think about this whole housing crisis thing?
Okay, let me start off with some advice, playing on something you said. Yeah, bring gifts.
Yeah, Kendall brought us some sweet gifts. We'll talk about it.
Nailed it, Kendall.
Your neighbors. Luckily in Japan, there's no shortage of gifts.
Okay.
You can always buy these little box of cookies or individually wrapped.
Yep. We're going to pick some up.
Mochi, manju, senbei,
yeah,
all these Japanese things. And yeah, just go around the neighborhood and say, hello, my name is this, I'm moving in.
Yep.
Have a cookie.
Yep. Cool.
And yeah, just that. They just want to make sure that you're not a weird person. And
I think it'll set people at ease too, that you understand enough about Japan to do that customary greeting, bring a gift.
Yeah. The other thing that I would give advice on is speak Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't speak Japanese. I got to work on this one.
Dozo yoroshiku.
Okay. Konnichiwa desu.
One of probably the biggest thing that people are scared of, or one of the biggest things, is not being able to communicate with their neighbors.
Yeah.
Like they think there's going to be some dispute, and then you're just not going to understand anything, and you're going to be a neighborhood nuisance.
Okay.
For the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Or more realistic, the rest of their life.
Yeah. Our neighbors actually came over yesterday to I didn't understand what he's saying, but he wanted to get the weeds out of our backyard and help us out. And I was like, oh, sweet. So he wrote down a piece of paper. He wrote some English. I had to chat GPT out. But yeah, I hear you. Not being able to communicate with the person that's living closest to you is a concern, right?
Yeah, they are very worried about that. So if you already speak Japanese, great.
Okay.
If you don't, try.
All right.
Please try.
I'm gonna try.
And most Japanese people will appreciate even the effort. It doesn't matter if you don't need to have perfect kanji knowledge, perfect grammar, perfect pronunciation.
Yeah.
Even just a sumimasen or a onegaishimasu.
I go for the Nihongo Benkyou chu desu.
Yes.
I'm learning Japanese.
Oh, mada benkyou chu.
There we go. We got to do that. We got to do some lessons here. Yeah.
That's like
puts them at ease.
Poor pronunciation.
Yeah.
It's not going to offend them. They're gonna be
totally
pleased.
It's better than going in English and expecting them, catching them off guard, or yeah. I hear that. How are people? Is there a solution to this housing? What do they think if they don't love foreigners coming in or whatever? Do you think people are just going to magically move to their town? Or
so when we're talking about a solution to rapid depopulation of these towns, I find that some people still don't approach this rationally. If you know about Japan, the birth rate is plummeting.
Yep.
I believe the latest number was 1.26. And remember, it's 2.1 to maintain the population. This is babies per woman. So 1.26, which means we're coming in at half of the replacement rate. And it seems that some people are just living a fantasy and think, we can get people to double the amount of children they're having.
Yeah.
Repopulate Hoboro.
Yeah. So there are definitely some people who think, we can, if we just have government programs and initiatives. I think the government could have some initiatives, but to double it and to not only to double it, to turn it from decline, double it back, I think that's too much of a hill to climb.
We got to move people out of Tokyo. There are so many freaking people in the train, and then it's such a sharp contrast to everywhere in Japan. They got to spread out Tokyo.
The contrast from Tokyo and then going down to Beppu is so nice to get on the train down there, and you always have a seat. No waiting in restaurants.
Yeah, I'm going to get the same thing when I go back to Asahikawa. It's really weird coming to Tokyo and be like, oh yeah, people live in this country.
Yeah, oh really?
Because I live in Asahikawa and I work a lot in surrounding areas. And yeah, most of it's just dead. You go outside and there's one person on the sidewalk. There's a bus that comes around and it's just one old guy driving it. And there's a couple old people in the back. It's creepy.
People got to leave Tokyo. It's way more crowded than when we were here for college.
Over tourism here for sure doesn't help, but yeah.
And yeah, I think this is my personal opinion. I think we really need to start moving people's focus away from Tokyo, because this over tourism thing, it is a real problem.
Yep. All right,
These places that can't handle.
Hit us up with sell us Hokkaido.
Yeah. Okay.
Give us your quick and dirty. Why should we go visit Hokkaido or buy property in Hokkaido?
Number one, I love Hokkaido.
Okay.
It's the best place in Japan for me, and I hope if anyone comes visit, I hope they'll feel the same way.
We're visiting you next time.
So, like I said before, it's much different than Tokyo. There's no lines, it's not crowded.
Okay.
A lot of the places you go, it's a very, very relaxed feel. You can chill.
Mm-hmm.
You can sit down.
Yeah.
A lot of times in Tokyo, just like I've been walking all day, I just want a place to sit. And you just can't find it.
Yeah. We paid for a sauna place so we could sit down. That was our solution, which was awesome.
I don't know if this sounds weird to people, but the luxury of sitting down is something that you
take
really,
for granted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you come to Tokyo, sometimes you just want to sit, and there's all these signs like, "Oh, don't sit here."
Yep.
There's no chairs. Don't sit. No loitering.
Hokkaido sitting quality high. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. So crowds.
Yep.
It's a bit different in Sapporo. Sapporo is a big city.
Capital of Hokkaido.
Yeah, capital of Hokkaido. Sapporo itself is about 2 million people. And then if you include the suburbs around it, it's about 2.7 million people, I think.
Okay.
So that's a big city. And there are crowds, there are lines, there are trains that are full of people. Not as bad as Tokyo, but it's more of a city. But then once you get out of that, most of the other cities in Hokkaido are just quiet, chill. Another thing is all the other cities in Hokkaido are which is car dependent.
Joey's got the car parking situation down at our house on lock.
Yeah, I like having a car in a city.
Yep.
So yeah, these places, a lot of them don't have train access to begin with. Some of them have buses. Especially lately, we've been losing a lot of bus service in Hokkaido. A lot of train service too. Train lines are closing, bus lines are closing. And it is shifting very heavily right now to just car or nothing.
Yeah,
cars are sick here though. So,
I love Japanese cars. But if you're in Hokkaido outside of Sapporo and you don't have a car, you're in trouble. You're never going to get anywhere, and you're not going to be able to do anything.
Don't worry, cars are cheap here. Most people, I think, looking to move to Hokkaido would probably buy a car.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. But if I'm going to keep selling Hokkaido, my next thing is nature.
Okay,
it's most places in Hokkaido very close to nature. So the cities aren't that big to begin with. It's always just a short drive to get out. And as soon as you're out of the city, you're right into the countryside.
Yep.
Just farmland as far as the eye can see. Nice, beautiful mountains, nice rolling hills. There's different, the scenery changes depending on where you go in Hokkaido. Asahikawa is surrounded by mountains.
Okay.
The tallest mountain in Hokkaido, Asahidake, is about 50K from Asahikawa.
Okay.
And you can see it on most days. Like it's a lot of times in Tokyo, you can see Fuji on a clear day. A clear day never happens.
True. Yeah.
In Asahikawa, lots of clear days. You get to
air
see
quality probably is good. Right?
Yeah. In Tokyo, it's humidity, air quality.
Yeah.
It blocks views a lot, and other buildings.
Okay. True.
But in Asahikawa, nice, clean, clear air.
Okay.
Low humidity, and you get to see this lovely mountain skyline on most days. So I think it's great. It's a great place to be. You can go out for a hike, just a walk, relax in nature.
Yeah.
I love it.
I feel like you missed I think the snow seems to be I can't believe you didn't mention that.
I was going to say the king crab legs. Is what I was going to say.
All right. You talk to us about snow and the king crab legs.
So yeah, nature, being close to nature is great. In summer, you get to go wherever you want. And in winter, that means snow. A lot of snow, mountains of snow.
Great snow.
The east side of Hokkaido, lower on the snowfall charts. On the west side of Hokkaido, that's the snowy side. So Sapporo, I believe, averages 5 meters of snow per year. And in feet, that is, 18? 18 feet on average.
5 meters of snow per year.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
And then you get into the really snowy regions. So Kuchan, which is the town adjacent to Niseko, I believe averages 11 meters of snow per year.
11 meters?
And 11 meters is 35.
Taller than the 2-story house, I feel like.
Okay.
Yeah,
Holy
35
shit.
feet? Or is it more than that? But something like that, like 35, 37 feet average snow per year. So it's just an insane amount of snow.
Yep.
And also the amount of time that it falls usually starts snowing in November and keeps going until maybe May, depending on where you are.
Okay.
So the resorts will open probably late November. Like the earliest ones would open late November.
Yep.
And they'd close maybe in May.
Okay.
Depending on the spot. So
Okay.
that's 6 months
All right.
of
Powder.
skiable. Yeah.
Powder.
Not 6 months of
Powder still.
in,
Powder comparatively to other places.
in April and May, you are skiing with the remnants.
Okay.
of
Slush
winter.
bowl.
Yeah. But if somebody's I don't want to go in the slushy time, I gotta say it can be fun in melty ski conditions.
Doesn't sound fun.
Yeah,
So-
you wear your t-shirt.
Doesn't
Yeah,
sound
yeah.
fun.
You can wear a t-shirt, you can go down the mountain.
Mm,
The thing that's uncomfortable is like hard, icy, scratchy.
yep. Nope.
No, that's not good. But once it starts to melt just a little bit, you can get some nice smooth turns in.
Okay.
Yeah, so spring skiing is pretty fun.
What about the crab legs? I'm intrigued. Joey mentioned the food. And Hokkaido is famous for seafood, right?
Hokkaido is famous for all food.
All right.
Another big plus of Hokkaido is the food there is great.
Mm-hmm.
Like even people in Japan, even the Japanese who live down here in Honshu, they know Hokkaido means delicious food, fresh food.
Yep.
And depending on where you go, their specialty changes. So Joey's talking about crab legs. Up in Wakanai, that's a big thing, crab legs. I believe Hakodate as well is big for their seafood market.
Yeah.
Sapporo's got a big seafood market too. Nemuro, that's another place you could find some excellent crab. And then if you move inland, Obihiro is like the meat capital.
Meat capital.
The meat capital.
Okay.
Obihiro's big thing is pork. That's their specialty.
Is that where kurobuta is? Like black pigs?
Kurobuta? I don't know about that.
Keep going. All right. Pork.
But butadon is
Okay.
the big thing in
Okay.
Obihiro. They're famous for butadon, which is a pork on rice. So it's just a
Go get that
real
for
simple
lunch.
food, but it is delicious. If you're in Obihiro, please try the pork on rice and butadon.
Okay.
And then like Asahikawa, we're known for more of the crops, rice, fruits. There's a town next to Asahikawa that's known for black watermelon.
Black watermelon?
Black watermelon, yeah.
Is it
Wow.
really that color?
Yes. The outside.
Oh,
That's-
okay.
It's
Yeah.
dark green.
Yeah, it's very dark green. But depending on the light, it could look pretty black. The inside is just normal red.
Yeah.
There's normal colored watermelon.
I vaguely
But,
remember yesterday we were playing Uno at that bar. I'm a little colorblind. And I kept putting the red on the green, and you guys were like, no, that's the wrong color. I forgot about that. But so black watermelon, the
Yeah.
food, the produce.
Ice cream too, right? Ice
Densuke
cream's
watermelon.
famous.
Yeah,
Okay.
ice cream's big. So again, Obihiro, they got a lot of cows.
Okay.
So they're known for their milk.
Yep.
The ice cream's great. Just, everywhere you go in Hokkaido, there's something good to try.
So it sounds like Hokkaido is like the clean nature, less crowded, good snow, good food.
Yeah, that's what I want people to take away from this. That's the kind of place Hokkaido is.
People that are listening are obviously now they're intrigued about Hokkaido.
I hope so.
let's say they're in the first time. Now maybe they visited, they want to invest in Hokkaido. Give us a couple hot areas. I know Niseko is priced out at this point. Like where do you see opportunities? Maybe for, let's say if I wanted to live there for part of the year and I wanted to rent it out. I think that seems to be a common customer we have.
Yeah, so the hot market is definitely Niseko. That's the highest price
But
in all of Hokkaido.
priced out. We can't get in.
Yeah, if you're looking in Niseko, be prepared to fork out some money and be prepared to fight. You got to move quick.
Competitive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to move quick. You got to don't lowball.
Yeah,
Lowball Niseko.
competitive.
Nobody's interested in your lowball
Okay.
offer
Yep,
if you're
yep.
looking at Niseko. Furano is also getting very hot. Downtown Sapporo.
Yep.
Things are really picking up there. Yeah, those are the hot markets. So looking at increased prices.
Mhm.
But if you're looking at like cheap properties, then anywhere outside of that will have a huge selection of Akiya cheaper properties
Okay.
where it's really not competitive because most of these places are depopulating. Nobody wants to move out here.
Yep.
Old people they can't handle the house anymore and they move into a long-term care facility, or they just die. And the kids don't want the house either. So mostly they just want somebody to buy it from them. And they don't want to deal with it anymore. And that's the reality of the market in these smaller towns.
What about like the coastline? When I've seen pictures of the coastline in Hokkaido, it reminds me a little bit of Nova Scotia. Where's like good coastline, affordable houses? Any markets that off the top of your head?
Okay, good coastline.
Where I could conceivably get a house on the coast or, within walking distance.
I mean, it depends on what you like in terms of coastline. I like the Hidaka coast. Now, this is the southern, let's call it
southeast,
south central. From Tomokomai down to Erimo is the Hidaka coast. And I really like that place. It's nice and quiet, nice rolling hills. They're famous for horses, by the way.
Oh.
Racing horses, not necessarily eating horses, but they do also eat horses. But
I don't think any listeners are thinking about eating horses.
The Hidaka coast, any surf?
But yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Probably the most famous surfing spot in Hokkaido is on that Hidaka coast.
Now we
Atsuma
we're talking.
is the name of it, or Hama-Atsuma.
Because
Hama means
beach.
Yeah, means coast. Yeah, that's a real popular spot for surfing. And then the Hidaka coast is just dotted with these little towns. I think the biggest town in the Hidaka coast is 15,000 people.
Okay.
So yeah, not a big place. And the other ones are even smaller than that, like 5,000, 6,000. And yeah, there's always properties to be had, or there's always properties for sale.
Yeah.
In this spot. One problem is for people trying to search is it is harder to find properties here.
Okay.
More of the transactions are just people selling to their friends.
Okay.
And not listed on the public sites.
Okay. We're gonna work on that one, but luckily we have you on the ground. I know some advice we give people is there's so many good places, there's so many good towns. Like, just to give us narrow it down, give us 3 cities or towns to look at that you recommend in Hokkaido.
Okay. Ooh, this is tough. Put me on the spot.
Yeah, spicy question here.
All right.
It sounds like the Hidaka coast. That I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I really like the Hidaka coast.
That's one.
I suppose the first answer I have to say is Asahikawa.
Yep, we heard it.
Represent.
Asahikawa, Hidaka coast. Last one. What's one more wild card that you would be like, this could be an interesting spot?
Wild card. Okay, then I'm going to go with Obihiro.
Obihiro.
In the Obihiro area. Yeah, I really like Obihiro too. It's a nice town.
Yep.
The food is great, and there's just a lot more space.
Yep.
Even compared to places in Hokkaido.
Okay.
Obihiro, you can buy a nice, large house, big plot of land for a reasonable price. So yeah, I think it's a great place. Yeah, but Asahikawa and Obihiro, those are both rather large cities. Obihiro, 250,000 people. Asahikawa, 320,000 people.
Yep.
If I had to pick another small town people want to move into, around me, Higashikawa is really popular.
Higashikawa.
It's really popular among the Japanese.
East River.
It's getting more popular among the foreign population, but the market is definitely heating up. Like, properties move really fast in Higashikawa, but that's because it's a great place to live.
All right, Kendall, we're going to run into the lightning round here. Lightning questions. Here we go. Lightning round questions. We're going to shoot you a rapid fire. All right, we've got that now.
Bam.
All right, Kendall. On average, how long does a transaction take in Hokkaido? Like, we're waiving cash, we have a property.
That's a tough question.
There we go. This is lightning round. Just give me the average.
All right, month.
1 month.
If you just want a one-word answer, 1 month.
Lightning round.
How many of your transactions are loans versus just straight cash?
Most of my buyers straight cash. Foreigners, hard to get loans, so just cash.
Just cash. How many of your clients are foreigners versus nationals? Or exclusively deal with foreigners?
So the clients that I work with are foreigners. And then my office, it's a local real estate office, so they handle this as well.
Average sales price.
Average sales price? I want to say about 130. Again, it depends very much on the property, but used houses, they're usually below 20 million yen.
20 million.
And that works out to about $140,000. And then smaller, older, they'll be cheaper.
How many days a year do you get to ski or snowboard or hit the powder?
I try to go as much as I can. Last season, I probably did about 30 days of snowboarding.
Cool.
When you're going that much, you don't go all day. You just do 2 or 3 hours and then go back home.
Another lightning round question. Why not Hokkaido?
Why not Hokkaido? Ooh, that is a spicy
Snow,
question.
Snow is the pro and the con, right?
Yeah. So the snow, it's hard to deal with. We're talking about property management. Snow causes a lot of problems.
Okay.
You got to shovel it. You got to clear it off the roof.
Mm-hmm.
You got to keep it away from important parts of the house, the
Yep.
exhaust for your heaters. Can't let that get clogged up with snow.
Mm.
And I should mention that number one source of disputes for neighborhoods
Yep.
is snow. That's
need
one thing you got to
shovel your snow. Kind of thing.
That's one thing you got to be careful of if you move into these neighborhoods. You want to stay on good terms with your neighbors,
Yep.
and you don't want to get into snow fights.
Hey, there we go. See what you did there.
And the basic thing is, you're throwing snow onto my land, or
Totally.
you're not doing this enough, or the snow on your roof is going to fall and hit my roof or my car.
Yep.
That's what people fight about.
Biggest frustration in the transaction process or being a real estate agent? Biggest frustration and also biggest opportunity to change? Two-part question here.
Biggest frustration dealing with the seller's side. Well, let's just say the industry in general.
Surprise. There's a big frustration there.
I'm being too general.
Okay.
But the Japanese agents that you deal with, I'm going to be honest, some of them are very hard-headed,
Okay.
set in their ways.
Okay.
And arguing with them is like arguing with a brick wall.
Okay.
There's really no arguing to be had.
Biggest opportunity in the real estate industry in Hokkaido?
Biggest
Maybe opportunity to change what?
The biggest change, like I mentioned before, tourism numbers have been spiking within the past decade.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the biggest change that's happening.
Okay.
Foreigners are coming in. They want a different experience.
Yep.
So if you can provide that in like a short-term rental or some other business related to tourism, I think that's the biggest growth opportunity in Japan and Hokkaido, both of them. Tourism is booming here.
Closing out with the, last question for you. What kind of tips do you have for first-time home buyers in looking at Hokkaido? This can be a longer answer too.
Okay. My biggest tip would be understand that this is not the market that you're used to.
Cool.
If you have experience in Western markets or some other country,
mm-hmm.
you're like, oh yeah, I know how it works. I know how this goes down. You don't.
Yep.
A lot of times you try and think about things rationally.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, house has been sitting on the market for a long time. I'm sure I can come in with a lowball offer. Or, oh, I'm sure they'll agree if I just say this. No, not necessarily. Sometimes things do not work out rationally or logically. Sometimes it's totally irrational, and sometimes it's a cultural norm that people are sticking to. And yeah, your logic could be perfectly sound. Like, yeah, it makes sense, but it won't work.
Wow, that's frustrating, huh?
But that's what I want people to know. This is a different market.
Totally. I think that goes for all of Japan, mostly too. But yeah, maybe Hokkaido more. It sounds like you hit that brick wall more frequently than maybe progressive spots like Tokyo or Kyoto or Osaka.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, thank you so much for coming by, man. We're going to try some of these cookies right now. Tell me about these cookies actually before
They're called Kuranara Sabure.
From Asahikawa specifically, right?
From Asahikawa. They're made by a company called Sankurodo.
Okay.
And I think it's the most famous omiyage. That's a souvenir.
Very good, Joey.
Most famous snack in Asahikawa.
Here, I'm going to give you one. You can.
Oh, they're soft.
Yeah.
Soft cookie.
They're a delicious, soft, chewy cookie.
Nama sabure.
The flavor I bought white chocolate.
I'm taking a bite on mic here just to give it a quick review. Ooh, dang. Ooh, this is awesome.
They are really soft.
One more time, what is this called?
Kuranama Sabure.
Wow. This is like a soft white chocolate cookie. Hokkaido food game. Totally into it. All right, while we finish this, we'll put your details in the comments. Again, Kendall's one of our AkiyaMart preferred agents. So if you are doing a consult with us and you're looking at Hokkaido, he's our guy. So hopefully listening to this podcast gave a little bit of context on, he's a subject matter expert here. And Kendall, we look forward to visiting you in Asahikawa for barbecues, and hopefully we'll have another Tokyo party soon that you can join.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to have some visitors.
Cool.
Thanks so much for having me on the podcast.
Boom. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks, Kendall.